Konnichiwa senpai, please notice me. I watch Asian cartoons, I'm a weeaboo.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm gonna turn the music down just a little for you, because it seemed a little loud in the last video. When we left off, we wrote some shitty poetry. So, back to it. Okay, so it has, like, a certain point save system. Hi again, Lewd. Never mind, we're right back where we were. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Ha ha ha. No, don't worry. Or nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. I did not read that right. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Lewd. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. If you stop coming, I may have to cut you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh god, words, books. Aw, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you don't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you just plan to come in here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Show me the dojins. Natsuki finds herself stuck between, say, Monica and manga. Why not mangaka? Manga is literature. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seats. Don't worry, guys. Lewd always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is messy and it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two really are good friends, aren't you? Burned together, friends forever. I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Lewd can become good friends too. Sayori? Ellipses. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know? Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. I'm not third-wheeling this thing. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like it was a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri, I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Hey, don't worry about it. Do I ever get to say anything in this? First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Watch, it's gonna be like 5 fucking books of, I don't know, insert obscure. I don't know, Frost. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book, and I forgot to turn off notifications again. I didn't want you to feel left out from my shitty content. so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it could keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? I am everyman protagonist. She even picked out a book she'll think I like despite me not reading. Oh god, English. America is the greatest. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case, as my CD... Hey. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Man, this guy's content's so shit, Can't even keep his fucking CD tray closed. I know. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she's waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. She seems to be in the closet quite a lot. Is she secretly reading Yuri and not Yaoi? Or is she into traps and questioning her sexuality? I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. Yeah, that's not how you say book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. What a coincidence! Ah! Great, now we have awkward music. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. Ellipses. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I'm out of this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. It seems continuing the staring at her is not making her any more uncomfortable. Oh. It's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... Okay. That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I just wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious, how come you have 2 copies of the same book? What a coincidence. Ah. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. There was some tape stuck in between, and it was really hard to tear, and I couldn't, so I got 2. Ah, I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decide to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story that we haven't mentioned any details of yet. Is that so? What's it about, anyway? Well... Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes over the back. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. Okay, looking it up, there isn't a book, but there is a painting called The Portrait of I am Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water. Much better, nothing like yelling at work all day to ruin your voice. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give away anything. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as she does, her life gets really strange. Weird, it's not about modernist art. She gets targeted by these people who escaped from a human experiment prison. Excuse me. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? I don't catch on to themes well. Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Just like Higurashi, which is supposedly like this. Ahahaha. Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Ah, death and destruction. Are you not a fan of this sort of thing, Leonid? Do you like watching the horrible masses be lambs to the slaughter? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Which usually is a very bad sign. It's just those kinds of stories. They challenge you to look at a life from a strange new perspective. Well, death does give you a nice outlook on life. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals or their own philosophy they believe in. Are you gonna say Hitler did nothing wrong or something next? I swear to God. You are Japanese, so presumably. Then suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, bam! They're dead. They're made out to be naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. Haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts as I stare you directly in the eye, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic. Alright. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, might as well start reading it, right? You don't have to. What are you saying? Just a moment ago, you said you were looking forward to it. Ellipses. Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book I had put in my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I don't think I've ever read something with someone side by side since friggin' like high school or probably middle school. Like, yeah, read this chapter of the book with someone else so it takes 3 times as longer. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri meant about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Or is it? I apologize, I'm so nasally. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Nothing like nosebleeds. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot, do you? I do? I don't know why I sounded like that there. Must have been a little female voice crack. I don't mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk up until it's against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. Too lewd for me. I have to end this now. Alt F4. I don't have the... I don't have the effort to close the game and reopen it and start recording again. Oh, that'd be quite nice. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold my book open. That kind of makes it difficult to turn the page. Here, I'll turn this page and you turn that page. We are one person. I will wear your skin. We shall be one person. Now we're getting in lewd mode. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Mr. Poofed, could you please decide what you're playing? Or just Goobysoft being Goobysoft. God, I wish I could play Siege. Yeah, you'll probably get more Siege content soon. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. I believe I'm getting a case of the vapors. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. Don't know if I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, you too. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. When am I fucking incompetent? I can't read a goddamn book. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. This is video games. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character reminds me of you a little bit. Why, or do they want to die, probably? You think so? Also, your ear looks kind of, well, I can't say, because even when I used to try drawing, I could never fucking draw ears, but I kind of gave up. I don't know, the ear just kind of looks there. Just like it doesn't look like it matches the face. How does she? Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. She also second guesses all the things that she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. They're kind of reminiscent of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Leonid, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. Well, it could be the whole conspiracy and dying part, but sure. That's so embarrassing that you think that. Wait. I don't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I didn't really know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. It's not like every other thing you've been self-conscious about. Ellipses. I guess I meant that it's kind of cute. The dick makes it better. What are you saying all of a sudden? The I? Yeah, that's an I, sorry. I'm like, what symbol's that? I? Okay, everyone, I'm here to interrupt everything. I'm Monica. Ellipses. I think it's about time we share today's poems with each other. We might not have enough time if we wait too long, or if I keep hitting the Z key instead of the X key. Because I can't fucking bind a button. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thought. Is that alright, Yuri? You look kind of down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. I feel like Monica has to have a deadpan voice, because her fucking face and the eyes just... Ugh. It's not. It's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. Alright. I guess I'll do some reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? I guess I don't have much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be more fun to read with you after it picks up a little bit, you know? That's good reasoning. You're getting to see all my friends tonight because I'm incompetent. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, you're scaring me, Monica. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. I really want to do with Sayori. I want to do something like really high-pitched or energetic, but I don't feel like waking up half the goddamn house. Don't worry. When I'm back at college, I'll torture my roommate and scream real loud for him. You fucking love my race realism videos because it's just me shouting all the time, and he's like, yeah, the door's open. I'm like, fuck. I'm gonna die. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn in from a spiral notebook. Good old messy Sayori. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in the composition notebook. How average and boring. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bag. Sorry, got a cough. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem first? Well, the person it pandered to, I guess. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. I finally had a choice. I'm so fucking excited. Ellipses. As Yuri reads the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten. What was that? Ellipses question mark. Did I just say that out loud? Yuri first covers her mouth but ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. Hey, I can read your mind and personality. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Well, I learned my letters in the 3rd grade, so... Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Interesting, Far Cry 2. This gave me some nostalgia, putting my arm, snapping it back into position, and it's like, yeah, you're fine. I love, the, healing, or, uncrippling yourself in that game. That's just, you grab your arm that's bent, the wrong way, just... Enough, nostalgia. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, and then looks at my poem again. God damn, everyone's playing Siege but me. Ellipses. Well, I know that. I just mean, Yuri trails off, unable to find the excuse. Also, how many variations are there of the main theme? Yeah, that's the main theme. Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, but mine's here, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go writing even a simple poem. You see, you click on some words and it makes something. It's poetry, just like you can freaking put your menstrual blood on the wall and call it art. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? When you're not here, we just all sit at the desk and face Monica. She is our ladder. Ghost under the light, the tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath my amber glow. Bathing? I think? Battling, it must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. Where's the outside poem area? Ellipses. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. Oh boy. Be glad that I play video games and read to political commentary, because if it was like I had to do anything with writing, my handwriting would kill you. You'd think it's friggin' Thai or something. What? What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah! Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? He complimented my handwriting. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Are you into Yuri ghosts? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Lena. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose... there's no go back. I skipped one shit. Unless... maybe? Actually, sorry. Okay, never mind. I just said really, because I'm incompetent. I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining piece of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. How tragic. It's a lot more solemn putting it that way. Hadn't even thought about that. That's impressive. Hey, it's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Lena. Me too. So, do we go to the friggin' creepy cockblock or whatever? Do we go to Sayori or do we go to Jailbait? Let's go to Sayori and we'll go to Jailbait after that, and then we'll go to Her Holiness or whatever the hell's with Monica. Ellipses. This is a good poem, Leonid. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who would be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do it seriously. Or that you wouldn't write one at all. Well, then you get fucking crucified. I'm really happy that you wrote one. Just reminds me how you're really a part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Or, well, of course. I'm not really into it yet. That doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Leonid. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people. That's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her after... Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Here, have this poem I wrote. We'll deal with depression, apparently. Alright, I'm gonna hold you to that then. Yay! Now you read my poem too, right? God, I can't fucking read. Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Hehehe. Life sucks. Everything is bad. We all return to nothing. It all comes tumbling down, tumbling down. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you missed me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making me rub the sleepy from my eyes. Rub the sleepy. Hey, are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above, the sky is blue, it's the secret, I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever, but I'm not mad, I want breakfast. Sayori? This is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. But at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. Yeah, be average. I still tried my best. Ah, yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yay! Or, that was me saying, yeah, yay. Oh, God. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. You get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. That was so much fun. Monica's... Jesus, friggin' omnipotent Monica. Why? Yeah. But next time I won't forget. I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Did I reiterate how Monica's the best? Well, I guess I look forward to it. Who should I read my poem to next? Jailbait, because we'll go with... She spooks me. Ellipses. Ellipses question mark? Leonid, if you're not going to take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, do you expect me to believe you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? Well, you did like cute, fluffy, poof, doggo or something like that for your words, so... I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about. Ellipses. Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I'll tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid if it's like puff puff doggo doggo. 10 out of 10 game of the year. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can ride. She is a child. This is the alphabet agencies trying to find out who's pedos and not. People can try, but that's about it. Yeah. I told you that you weren't going to like it. I like it. It's simple. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, I am being misgendere here. Because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. But I like being retarded. I'm secretly autistic. So people don't even have to take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? You simple child. Your writing style wouldn't make your messages any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I just like to suck. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. I don't understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. 'Cause fuck you, that's why. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what I meant like to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here. See, you are a fucking child. Well, yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with the last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take it away from her. Excuse me, Leonid, are you age on the clock, ready for a ham kind of cry? If so, seek help. Alright, now to Miss Spooky. Hi, Leonid. Hello, my liege. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. Alright, I was doing the deadpan voice. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestion for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Leonid. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Leonid. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. It makes my robot brain very hard to understand it. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. Ah ha 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 ha. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Ah ha ha. That's not very fair. Looks like you got me. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Unlike Sayori, who uses simple and direct words to describe happiness and sadness, I'm telling you how to write your next one if you fucked up this one. Yuri likes it when the readers are left to derive their meaning out of it. It's very challenging to write like that effectively, both allowing people to get something out of it I just feel, but okay, fuck me. Or letting them deeply analyze all of the nuances. It can take years of practice, while I'm assuming Yuri has at this point. I never really ask though. I'm sure I'm nowhere near her level yet. Don't worry so much about that. You do your own thing. Just keep exploring and learn by trying new things. I really just want to get Moonbase Alpha and just start putting all the text here, but Jesus, that would require so much time for a gag that's not even that funny. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love you to see try new things. Sometimes my arms bend back. That's the best way to find this kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased towards their own kinds of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. I want you to love me. Ah-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha. Ah-ha-ha-ha. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. Your poem sounds pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's 'cause I have to sound confident to blend in with the humans. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know. I see. Well, let's read it then. Hey, that's pretty good. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the spackle protrudes. You know, I'm gonna read this normal, because fuck this. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend, I'll never know, I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I reel, blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retinas, they're burning. Ah! Already scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. Realized now that I wasn't looking in. I was looking out, and he on the other side was looking in. So what did you think, woman? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure how to put it. Does not compute. I guess you can say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then in the end, it doesn't even matter. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you're just going to get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. Theirs is fuck. It's a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their retrospective poems. As I read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. That's probably going to be a trend. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Jesus, drone whore. Launch the game or don't. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. Give up. Die. Kill yourself. God damn it. Sorry, clicking outside the box. How can this be cute? I know that. It just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try so hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. And Lena did too. Oh boy, do I get the shooter down right here. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, please tell me I say I don't like it. Excuse me. Appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Leonid liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Ha ha, nana nana boo boo. Natsuki suddenly stands up. You bitch, I'll cut you. Oh? I didn't realize you're so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. This breaks the Yuri. Yeah, there we go. That's not what I... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Leonid appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Oh, God, I'm gonna have to be a dick. Are you sure that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? I don't know, this motherfucker's doing jutsus over here. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically... What the... I can't fucking read that. What? Fucking what? Is this anime magic or is this fucking, like, stuffing bra? Nah. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls turned to me as if they just noticed I was standing there. Leonid, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poem all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Leonid. But wait. Do I actually have to make a choice here? That'd be nice. There's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most fuck. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Leonid? Well... Ellipses? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? By Sayori, who's somewhere to the left of the screen. It's not like I know anything about writing, but whoever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Improved relations, plus 50. So of course it's going to be, well, I guess we'll go with Yuri. I wonder if I just sit here. Natsuki? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. Hey, the more you know. That's not what happened at all. This is current year. We have to pick a fight with people we disagree with. Yuri wouldn't even take my poem seriously. Oh, that's me. I understand. Yuri? Eh? You're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret that I was impressed. God, if fucking playing Siege with me. God, it hurts me so much. Well, that's when I get my new computer, whenever it comes. I'm going to film my first game of Siege since whenever the last time I played it, which was probably September. Well, that's... But here's the thing. No matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it, and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki felt threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice that I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, and if you just told her how you felt, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. You go to timeout, little girl. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that... Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things that you didn't mean. Yuri apologized. Don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenched her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. And I'm feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, I feel bad. It helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to. You know what? I'm going to do that. Pumped up kicks start playing in the background. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. She just jumps out the fucking window. Without warning, Natsuki snaps open her poems of the desk and storms out. Too bad she didn't go out the door, she went out the window. On her way out, she crumples up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. Unacceptable. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands while she stares down at her desk. Gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Sigh. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me now. No, Yuri. How can anyone not get frustrated of being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, Leonid. You're too kind. I'm thankful to have you a part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. That one thing that Nasuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. What was it again? So, what thing did Natsuki say? Huh? Well, never mind that. I'm going to... Oh, god, the fucking Lewd thing. I'm gonna go make some tea. Ah, good idea. Tea will make everything better. Make enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. Well, I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Leonid, how about you? Yeah, I'd say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about it with everyone. Awesome. Radical duet. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe you learned something from your friends too. So your poems will turn out even better. Ellipses. I think to myself. I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. Well, any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Leonid, ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. Truly has been a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. Can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Sayori, this is where we're ending the episode because it's been going on for quite a while now. So everyone, thank you for watching. I'm going to cut it here and save my throat, hopefully. Have a good day. New video eventually. I'm still working on my longer projects, and well, there's a lot, and then it's going to be like my one series I was doing that, or not series, but a word on that it just kind of got too much information to make things cohesively stay together. But anyway, thank you for watching. See you next time.
I take a look at my enormous penis
だが男だ
and my troubles start melting away. I take a look at my enormous penis and the happy times are coming to stay. I gotta sing and I dance when I glance in her pants and the feeling's like a sunshiny day. I take a look at my enormous penis and everything is going my way. Everybody! Look at my enormous penis and my troubles start melting away.